This is my little 98 S10. After 225,000 miles or so, the blower motor had decided to go bad. It's squealing and carrying on and sounding horrible. So this has been my project today. Looking online at YouTube and other places to see how you take the old blower motor out. This is the old blower motor. And it makes noise. It screeches like a banshee. So everybody says this is a royal pain in the butt to get that blower motor out. And they gave a bunch of guidelines on how to do it. Now, some people say that you have to disconnect everything. If you'll notice, I did not disconnect the battery. I did not disconnect the ECU. I didn't disconnect anything, except this plug that goes to the blower motor. Now, everybody says that the stud that goes in that hole right there is the problem because the blower motor won't come out past it. So there are people that will take a Dremel tool and cut that stud off, and then it's still sort of in the way. What it is, there it is right there. That's the coolant reservoir tank. It sits here on these three studs. The ECU sits on top of the reservoir with three nuts, or it's actually three screws. So what I found was, and let me set this thing up here and I'll be right back. What I found was you could knock this stud out right here easily. Now, the people like Mossman, who has gone in and cut that thing off with a Dremel, let's see, where the heck? Okay, what the heck did I do with it? Oh, there it is. If you'll notice, this right here is spring-loaded. You see, this and this, those clamp onto the edges of that square hole. This thing comes in from the bottom through the fender well. You take a pair of pliers, you squeeze those things. You can work that thing up through that hole. You can get it out the same way. You go underneath, take a pair of pliers, squeeze those things in, and you can work that stud out. And that gets completely out of the way. And then you got this stud, which is still there, this stud, which is still there, and this stud, which is out. Then you can take the blower motor out without any problems. Now this right here is a connector that goes to the ECU and down this cable harness. And it's got a hole over here in the side that plugs into. Use one of these cheap little tools right here to pop that thing out of that hole, and everything comes out of the way. And then you've got total access to the bolts around the blower motor. And those things are 7/32. And how you get them out is you put a 7/32 on a wobbly, on an extension, and you can get every one of them out without any problem. 15 minutes tops to get that thing out. And I have seen YouTube video after video of people that say what a pain in the butt it is to get those screws out of it. I had no problem whatsoever. ECU was still powered up, the battery's still connected. The only thing disconnected is this cable right here, which plugs into the blower motor. Now, here's the thing. This blower motor right here started screeching like a banshee. I thought it was a belt at first, but I knew it had a new belt on it. But then this thing right here became a problem. And what they say is that these things, they'll start to fail. They'll start to increase the amount of current draw that they have. And they can smoke fuses, or they can blow out the resistor that controls the heaters. So basically, what you want to do to find out how much amperage your motor is drawing, take a meter. Shit. Take your meter. Can you see that? Yeah. On ohms, you measure how much your probes are. And these probes are 4/10 of an ohm. Now this, there may be a way to zero this thing out, I don't know. But you measure across these two terminals here to find out what your total resistance is. So that's 0.5, 0.6 ohms. Minus the ohms that it reach across that. So that's like 0.2, 0.1 to 0.2 ohms across the coils of this thing right here. And what you do is you take the voltage, the typical voltage that your battery has, which is 12.5 volts, divide that by the resistance that you measure across this, and whatever that value is will give you the amperage that your blower motor takes, will draw. And on a 98 S10, I think it's 2005 to 1995, or maybe 2004 to 1995 S10, these blower motors can draw no more than 30 amps. And at 0.2 ohms divided into 12.5 volts, what is that, 60 amps? So this blower motor right here is right on the verge of blowing the fuse to run this system. So this thing definitely needs to come out. But that's where I am right now. The new blower motor was supposed to have shown up today, but it didn't. Amazon is late, so I'll finish this when I get that. Okay, the new motor showed up. What do you think I ought to do? Test the resistance here. They say that a good motor should have 10 to 15 amps or less. So we're going to test this. Okay, we got 0.4 ohms there. So whatever we read here, we got to subtract 0.4 ohms from it. So what we got here? It's like 2.4. I can get that. I wonder if it matters where this motor's rotated. Looks like it might. Hang on. Let me get some alligator. That might make that easier. Let's see. Let's put the alligator clip there and alligator clip there. An alligator clip there. Now let's see what our total resistance is through this circuit. Oh. I need to create the loop before I add something in it. Now come here. Okay. Okay, we got 0.6 ohms through this. So now, let's take this, put the motor in the middle of it. And we got about 1 ohm, so that's 0.4. That would be 0.4 ohms totals. That does make a difference, doesn't it? Sounds like the boss wants it out. I'm going to call that 1 ohm. 1.1. I'm going to call that 1 ohm. So if I subtract this thing without the motor from what I read with the motor, that's 0.4, 0.5 ohms. So 12.5 divided by 0.4 is 30 amps. So this right here is 30 amps. Let's compare that with this guy. 0.7. Yeah, that would be like 0.1 ohm. That's what I was reading before. I'm just going straight to the terminals. So this motor here is cooked. It is toast. I'm going to go set this up in my truck, turn the truck on, and turn the blower on high, and plug each of these together and see what they do. Okay, keys in the truck. I'm going to go turn it on. Put power on everybody. Okay, let's try the old motor first. Ouch. He's blowing, but he's not making noise here. He's blowing pretty good too. Well, he was squealing. The other thing, I don't think that one was putting out quite as much air into the ducts as it should have. Air volume wise. But this one's not squealing. So this guy's going in. I hear relays and things clicking in there. I need to go turn this off. Okay, I'm going to start this process of putting this thing in. This is a new one. If I remember how I got the other one out, this has to be down to the bottom on this flat part to get in here easy. And then you have to rotate it to where it's in position. It only goes one way, so you have to keep rotating it around, and there we go. There's a tab right there that fits, and then the screws will line up. I'll get a couple of them in here. Get that little started. Okay. Now, a little bit long for this, so let's shorten this up and get these. You need the wobblies for the ones on the bottom that you can't get to, you can't see them. So that's going to be fun. Wish I had a nut driver handle with a wobbly on it, but I don't. So I'll just do it this way. Okay, those aren't snug down. I'm gonna try to get these other two in there, and God help me if I drop them. This right here is an invaluable tool. That's a magnet. I can see them, see the holes. I don't think I can, see if I can get this to go in there. That still shows up there. I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to get a paper towel and put it in there just in case I drop one. That way it won't go to the nether regions. Maybe. I wonder if I can put that on the end of that magnet and start that in there. Maybe. Let's see. Kind of started through that hole. Okay. If I can just get it to hook, just a couple of threads going in that hole, I should be okay. There we go. Got one started. Now this is where the wobbly comes in. Well, just like this use it like a nut driver. I have heard some other people say that they leave one of the screws out. I'm not going to do that. See, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one more over here. You know what else works? Take one of these magnets and just put it down there on your socket. And a lot of times that'll just hold the screw in there. Where's the hole? Is that the hole? There's the hole. I think that's the hole. Yep, that's the hole. Yeah, let's see if I can get the magnets. Yep, got the magnets out. Now I got triple magnet there. That'll work for the time being. Just snug these others down. Okay, now there's that little rubber hose that goes in there. I gotta go find that thing. Okay, here's a little rubber hose right here that you gotta put in there. I just took the one off the old motor and put it on that one. It fits without any problem, so. That's that. Can you see that? This little hose right here. Must be a vent or something for cooling of the fan motor, I guess. Okay. Now this guy goes in here and lines up over those studs. There's one. Let's see. There's one. And now we got this guy here. It goes in from underneath the bottom. So I'm going to see if I can get the camera underneath there and show putting that in. Well, somehow I didn't have the dead gun camera turned on when I did that. But anyway, there that thing is right there. What you have to do is take your pliers like that. I'm doing this left-handed, which is horrible. And squeeze it and push it up, and it'll go back in there and rehook itself on that square hole. And up top, it's come through the top of that bottle. So we're good to go there. So now, take these three guys, start one there, this one I just put in from the bottom of the fender well. And there's one more right there. And 10mm on the nut driver. Now, where's my nut driver? There we go. That's one. That's two. Three. Those are long-winded screws too, by the way. I don't know why they have to be that long. I think GM did it just to aggravate us. Okay. Now, I'm going to put this back up here on the stand. This comes out. This is the overflow. And it just runs right down through there somewhere. That's just a 3/8 bolt in this thing. That just hooks on the radiator there. I'll take a screw and tighten that up in a bit. Okay, now ECU just rolls right down there on that like that. The fan motor plugs in. This little bracket right here has to go back there, and there's a nut don't remember what size this nut is. There's a little bitty tiny stud sticks out right here that holds that wiring harness down. I'll tell you what size that is. Oops. It's an 8mm. I think that's what I used to take that thing loose. Of course, I'm doing this left-handed and I can't see it and feel it. As soon as I get this on there, I'll show where it goes. There it goes. Let's see where that is. Okay. Okay. That's it right there. This bracket where that hose or the wiring harness goes right there. Okay, under here, there's a hole. Right there. That just pushes right in that hole, and that's it. So this stuff up here is all connected. So all I got to do is tighten down that nut and put 3 screws to hold the PCM down, or ECU, or whatever the heck you want to call it. Let's see. These are the 3 that hold the ECU down. There's 1. There's 2. These are 10mm. There's 3. Use a nut driver with 10. Ouch, damn it. Dang it. I'll have to bleep that out. There's that. Now, let's make sure that's an 8. It may be a 7. It's going to be a 7. What did I do with my 7 wrench? Probably put it away. No, I would never do something like that. There's a bug zapper going off. Must be a mosquito or something in here. I did put that thing away. Oh, 7's not going to get it. That couldn't be an SAE, could it? Some of these punch wrenches. There we go. That's 17/32, 11/32. That's 5/16. 5/16 is what it is. Okay. So we are all back together and no leftover pieces. Pull the rag out so it doesn't hose anything up. Let's turn on the key. See if it blows. Put a couple of things away just in case they decide to fall down in the fan blades or something. We don't want that. effort to put things back where they're supposed to go. Which is unlike me. Uncharacteristic, totally uncharacteristic. Okay. Turn the fan off. Oh crap. What did I do with the key? I put that away too, which is totally uncharacteristic. Success. It works. Everybody plays. So cool beans. And I'm always looking for an easier way to do things. You know, I look for a lot of inspiration on YouTube. YouTube is probably one of the best teachers I ever had. I see a lot of people whining and complaining and slamming other people for getting their PhD from YouTube or whatever. I have learned a vast amount from YouTube. Things that I would not know how to do. If I know how things go together or come apart, I can usually fix them. And YouTube is instrumental in my learning how to understand how something goes together and how it works. So I'm real happy. Thank you.